This message is for the NVIDIA team. I'm very impressed with the specs that you're putting out on the NVIDIA spine, and it brought to mind a couple of thoughts. First, I think it makes sense to not build one giant GPU. So when you say there's 972 racks, or each one being considered its own GPU, that makes a lot more sense than having just one form factor that's an unmanageable size. But I think the real bottleneck is getting the data into local memory. And so my question at that point would be, could you have one shared local memory? Because if that's the case, then you wouldn't need to think in terms of one GPU talking to another GPU, because as soon as the data is pulled into the shared local memory, it would be available at that point for any machine that needs it. And it would be much more of a straight line path into whichever GPU would need the machine. Additionally, I haven't touched a computer in a while, so maybe things have changed. But as I recall, one GPU can only run the same method across all of the cores that are on the GPU. So if that's the case, let's say you have 972 GPUs with 1,000 cores on each one, would it be more beneficial to have 9,072 GPUs, each with 100 cores? Because in terms of just general computing, that would seem much more advantageous to be able to make that many more different method calls concurrently. So I'm just wondering if you could optimize if you were to have that shared memory. I think that would get a lot of waste, and it just may be different goals that leverage the same hardware. So anyway, I don't know how much of that is possible. Like I said, I haven't touched anything in a long time, and getting onto GPUs was something new and exciting. I had a lot of other stuff that were taking a higher priority, and I just didn't have the memory in my head to hold all of that and get into GPU coding. So if anything I said sounds incorrect, you are definitely much more experts on this than I am. I just wanted to share my thoughts, and great work. I love all the products you guys put out. And to the CEO, I don't know if you recall, but we chatted a long time ago. And to me, it seems like you stuck to your word on everything. And some of the notes that you gave me personally, I completely agree with. And so anyway, great work to that whole